Welcome to the Light, Hope, and Healing podcast, where we discuss why you have stress, anxiety, pain, illness, and how to heal from it. I am your host, Tracy Gohrick. My background is a healing coach, energy healer, spiritual mentor, intuitive, and channel. Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. This week's topic is how I heal myself, real-time eye infection. So this eye infection's been coming on for about a week. I kind of just was hoping it was going to go away. But this morning I woke up and it was much worse. So normally what I do is I have these eye drops that I've made, and if you would like the recipe for it, message me, email me or message me, tracy@tracygohrick.com, and I will give it to you. These are amazing, and they've helped me every time I get an eye infection. It's been a little bit of, I won't say a reoccurrence, but the past couple of years I've probably had 4 eye infections, and I've never really had one before. And I think part of it is they might have started to come on, where your eye gets a little sore or your eyelid gets a little sore, but then it would go away. But this past couple of years, it just doesn't. And so the first thing I would do is do the eye drops. And then the second is start looking at what's going on in my life. But I didn't do the eye drops until this morning, and I didn't even look at what's going on in my life. I wasn't paying attention. Since the holidays, it's been a little crazy and I'm gotten off schedule, and so that's partly where I'm at, because I haven't been taking care of myself or doing my morning routines like I used to or normally do. The holidays really threw me off, and it's still carried over to today, and I'm recording this on the 24th of January. So I have decided now I'm going to get back into my routines and start taking better care of myself. So that's one thing that you need to do when you're not feeling good, okay? So I'm doing this to share with you what I do so you can see, us healers, we do have issues and get sick too, but it's about how we handle it and to help ourselves heal and make the environment better for us to be able to heal in. So the next thing is to look at what's going on in my life. And like I said, I've been so out of sorts with the holidays and, just the craziness of it and not taking care of myself that I couldn't even really look at what's going on. So right before I started recording this podcast, I pulled out my book, The Secret Language of the Body by Segal, and I looked up the right eye. So I'm going to read it to you, what it says, because it's my right eye that has the issue. And that's the beauty of this book. Like, it'll tell you right arm, right leg, left arm, left leg. In certain situations, it's going to go to each one. So each eye has a different meaning as to what's going on with you. So possible contributing factors in The Secret Language of Your Body by Segal for the right eye. Blocking the flow of abundance and prosperity, experiencing challenges in your relationships, not seeing how you can change this situation, holding on to pain of the past and projecting it onto the future, and making excuses and finding reasons why things won't work, irritated with yourself and others. So let's start with blocking the flow of abundance and prosperity. Yes, I have been doing that. Like I said, the holidays have kind of really thrown me off, thrown me for a loop. Also, it's the energy that's going on around us at this time. There's a bunch of different energies coming in that's causing us to, the stuff to come up that we need to work on, okay? So that's another thing that's going on, and which totally matches with what this is saying for me, right? So yes, I've been blocking the flow of abundance and prosperity. Experiencing challenges in the relationships, not so much. Now, I want you to also understand if you get this book and you read it, not everything that each condition says needs to happen for that to be causing you issues. It just has to be one thing in there. It could be just blocking the flow of abundance and prosperity, okay? So just remember that when you're looking at things, even if you pull it up online, Not everything has to match with what's going on with you for it to be causing you the issues, okay? Not seeing how you can change the situation. I've had moments for the past couple of months where I would fall into like the depression part where I couldn't see how I could solve these situations. For example, with the abundance and prosperity. I felt, with the holidays, it was just a little bit more of a stressor, right? And I fell into it and I couldn't see how to pull myself out, where I've always been able to do that, okay? Holding on to pain from the past and projecting into the future. Again, this would be something like the energies are doing. They're bringing stuff up for us to work through. It's things that we have not healed, that we kind of forgot was there, or it was buried. I talk about this all the time. We bury our stuff from our traumas, and not necessarily big traumas, but just little things that affected us. We've buried that, and it's going to show us what needs to be worked on, hence the eye infection coming up for me. So making excuses and finding reasons why things won't work. Well, I've kind of been saying it here too. Well, the holidays were a little rough for me. That's my excuse for making things not to work. I was coming up with excuses and irritated with myself and others. And I have found myself irritated with myself. Not so much others, because I've really tried to be better about that and learning to not be irritated with others and learning to be understanding that everybody's in their place where they're at. But that doesn't mean that I don't get irritated with others, right? And maybe that's something that I need to look at. And that's what the book is showing me. So all of those things, most of them I can relate to in my life. And the important thing is, when you start having issues, health issues in your life, is to really look at what's going on. I highly recommend the book because it kind of spells it out for you, right? I've read and I've said 99% of the time they say it's tied to your emotions or your mental state, right? I've seen pretty much 100% showed when I have a client and we read what's going on in that book with them, that it matches them. So I think what happens, like I said for myself, if I hadn't read the book, it wouldn't have triggered some of those things for me to realize, okay, you have been doing that, right? I honestly, and normally I can tell, like I said, when I have a pain or an illness or something like the eye infection shows up, I can go, yep, I know what it is. This time I didn't because I've been in a funk. And so when I read it right before starting this podcast, I was like, okay, well, now I know what I'm doing. And so what that does once you know is that gives you the power to be able to catch yourself when you start to go down that path. Because we're here to learn to overcome things, to learn to be in peace. Because when you're in peace, that's when you feel the best. Okay? So finding that peace is not getting irritated with others, not being worried about the abundance in my life, or not worrying about what others are thinking about me, not getting frustrated about things that are said to me. Okay? So for me, with this eye infection, because I've done so much work, it takes a lot for things to show up for me to work on. And so when I have issues like that, it's time for me to take a step back, reassess how I'm functioning in my life, right? And so this is just the perfect example. Is for weeks I've been like, okay, I need to get back on my routine. I need to start doing my meditations every day, because that's one thing I kind of let go, is my meditating every morning, because that helps me with my mental state. That helps me with my peace. And because I haven't been doing that since before the holidays, it's now really starting to show up and show me that I'm getting more irritated with people. I'm frustrated with my life. I fall down into lower moments more often because I haven't been doing those things that help me live happier, live more in peace. And so this eye infection is totally showing me that, right? So looking at these things for myself, when I get sick, that's the most important thing I can do, is see what is the mental causes behind this showing up. Because then you can fix it. Now, you can do all the things, like maybe I just did the eye drops, right? It might go away with that. It might go away with if you went to the doctor and got prescription stuff. Yeah, it might go away. The issue's still going to be if you don't heal or work on the mental part of it or the trauma part that it comes from, it will come up in one way or another. Now, if you get this book, you'll see that there's different, like some of the things I read in there, I haven't had time to look it up to explain it to you better, but the frustration could show up in another pain or illness in your body, okay? So every symptom can be in a different part of your body. So meaning like anger, we talk about it being the liver. Anger could be in another part of your body. So there's multiple places that these things will show up for you. So say you got rid of the eye infection, but you didn't work on the traumas or the mental part or what you're doing, your frustration, whatever it is, then it's going to show up either back in the eye or it can show up in a different part of your body. An example I decided to look up. So in the main part of the eye, so it tells you an example, it gives you things about the eye, and then it goes into the right eye and the left eye. So eye in general would be feeling stuck. So I found also feeling stuck in the rib cage. So if you have rib cage issues, you're feeling stuck. So I wanted to go ahead and look that up so I could find one example really quickly. And so that's what I did. So the eye feeling stuck and rib cage feeling stuck. So you can heal the eye, right? With, the drops or go to the doctor, get medicine, whatever. But if you're not healing the part of feeling stuck, it's going to show up somewhere else, like the rib cage, okay? Or it'll show back up in your eye. And I just find it fascinating and actually exciting. Like, this brought me joy once I realized that we have this power. Once we can learn to heal ourselves and our trauma, we can truly heal ourselves and be more in peace and live a happy life. But it's just healing the trauma that we have to look at. Which, yes, it can be overwhelming, but the beauty of this life and our bodies is that we're being shown exactly what we need to work on. Exactly what we need to work on is being shown to us. So that's what I have for today. I just wanted to go through how I work on healing myself. And, I take the steps and use eye drops, whatever it is, to heal it physically. But I also look at the mental part of it and start working on those so I can fully heal my body, mind, and soul. And that's how I work on healing myself. So if you have any questions, let me know. You can email me, like I said, tracy@tracygohrick.com. You can also go to my website, and there's a contact page on there at tracygohrick.com. All the links are in the description below. So that's what I've got for today. I have a free healing meditation. I now have one you can download, and I also have one on YouTube, but it's private, so you have to sign up on my website to get it. So that link will be also in the description below if you would like to get this free healing meditation. So that's what I have for today. Every day, go do something you love. Do something that lifts you up and brings you joy. Do at least one thing every day that brings you joy. Then every day, do at least one thing of self-care. Whether it's drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate, whatever it is that you like to do for self-care, do at least one of those every day. And then look for the good in everyone. Look for the good in everything. And when you see something in someone that stands out to you, say it to them. Lift you up and lift them up also. It's amazing how good that feels. And then finally, write 10 things you're grateful for. Do these things, and I promise you, you're going to see a difference in your life. That's what I've got for today. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.